Cuddle buddy. No. Popcorn. And I got it's a new one, new type, buttery as shit. Hold on, let me do a taste. Yeah, can you want some? You just licking it here. Peanut, I really hope you don't die from this. I cannot have that on my conscience. Peanut, like, okay, get that shit out of my damn face. Let's get it stowing. Stowing? Did I say, what the fuck is stowing? Alright, hold on. Okay. Oh, no, wait. Okay. No. Okay, no, wait. Okay. Okay, we good. So. Okay. Right.
The summer of 2007, when I was 10 years old, the family and I had a trip to Disneyland planned. Our flight was booked for midnight on a Tuesday to save money, and my mom figured my sisters and I would sleep through the flight. My sisters were 8 and 5 at the time.
Right.
The gatehouse was for the most part empty as we waited for our flight. My mom went to go to the bathroom with my youngest sister, and a minute later my dad told me to wait there and watch my other sister while he went to get a last-minute bite to eat at the cafe, as a middle-aged woman came and sat next to us. She put her hand on my back as she acted all excited to see us and asked where our parents were.
What the fuck?
I told her they would be right back. Then a middle-aged man came over as well and started acting just as bubbly and affectionate towards us as if he knew us.
Nah, what?
The man then proclaimed that he just ran into my dad at the cafe and finally introduced himself and the woman as our dad's cousins. My sister and I looked at each other and we both said hello really shyly. The man reached out his hand for my sister to grab, while the woman reached out her hand for me to grab.
Nope.
They told us to follow them because they wanted us to meet their kids. My sister and I naively got up, took their hands, and followed them.
Fuck.
The two started leading us out of the gatehouse, past the cafe, down the stairs, and towards the lobby of the airport. When I realized they were leading us to the entrance of the airport, towards the parking lot, I finally asked, "Where are we going?" The woman looked at me through her thick-framed glasses, and with her cheeky smile, said their kids were outside by the car.
Bitch, they not.
As we walked outside into the dark parking lot.
Look how dark that fucking parking lot is. The fucking street lights not doing nothing to the parking lot. Like, it's dark as shit. Like, what the fuck, bruh? Like, look at all of them fucking... Like, I know it's a picture, but like... God, look at all of them fucking cars, bro. Like, what? I would have just act like I was asleep in that little, like, waiting room shit. Like, but how are the parents gonna leave? I would have went with mom or dad. I wouldn't just have stayed there by myself. No. Fuck.
I looked at my sister and became really uncomfortable. I broke my hand free from the woman and said we wanted to go back inside, while also taking my sister's hand from the man's.
Right.
I noticed the two looked at each other, their cheeky smiles both gone. The man turned quickly to us and then aggressively wrapped his arms around me as the woman did the same to my sister.
Man.
They started to literally carry us closer to the parking lot as me and my sister screamed. We heard yelling in the distance from two men who turned out to be airport security. The crazed pair let us go and ran quicker than I'd ever seen anyone run, quickly disappearing into the parking lot. One of the men chased them down, or at least tried to, while the other talked with us for a bit, then led us back into the airport, back to our parents and other sister. It had only been a few minutes and my mom was already sobbing like a baby. Being that I was so young makes this a really weird and uncomfortable memory to think about. It's also weird to think that I didn't see any red flags go off when the two didn't give us their names.
I saw a red flag. I saw a whole bunch of red flags. Fuck you talking about? Bruh. It's the mom's fault. I don't know why she crying.
It was minutes before boarding my flight to North Carolina for a job interview the next day.
North Carolina?
It was on a stormy February night. Everyone was bundled up and keeping to themselves. I was sitting in the terminal room waiting for my flight to be called. It wasn't going to be a very busy flight because there weren't many people in the waiting area. Someone sat down 2 seats away from me, which wasn't too weird itself, but also was a bit annoying considering most of the seats were open.
Hell no. That's a red flag right there. Are you fucking I would have got up. I would have immediately got up. If it's just me, right, at the seat, and it's like, I kid you not, like 30 more, 40 more other chairs, right, that you can possibly, that you can easily sit sit in one. Why do you gotta sit 2 seats down from me when it's like 40, 50 other seats around? That makes no... Pedophile. I'm calling it.
But it went from annoying to downright disturbing when I looked at him to see him weirdly staring at me.
See?
I looked away and pretended not to care, but I could tell he was still looking at me. Then he leaned over to me and whispered close to my ear that the 2 men sitting a row across from me were going on the same plane and were planning on kidnapping me once we landed in North Carolina. I didn't know what to say other than, what? The heavy man then got up and walked away. At the same time, my flight was called, and I nervously boarded the plane while paying attention to the 2 men.
Shit.
They sat down ahead of me, and as I walked past them approaching my seat, they both stared me down. At that moment, I started to wonder if that man's warning were true. A few hours later, we arrived to NC, and on my way out of the plane and leaving the airport, I cautiously looked around trying to spot the 2 men. When I was finally outside in the dark, cold parking lot, I spotted them. The 2 men were peering their heads at me from around a red minivan, and I guess when they saw me looking in their direction, they hid behind the van. I walked back inside of the airport, waited half an hour, called for a taxi, waited for it to pull up front, and rode to my hotel. So many questions. I don't know who that man was who warned me. I don't know how he knew of those other 2 men, and I have no idea what they were planning on doing to me, if they were actually looking to kidnap me.
That's that shit. You want some? No.
So this happened a few months ago. I'm 26. I was at JFK Airport in New York with 5 friends. All of us were about to fly down to Florida to spend the week in a beach house. We had a few more minutes to kill in the airport before we would board our flight, and I really had to go to the bathroom all of a sudden. I was baffled to see a line out the door for the bathroom. I noticed a janitor walking by, so I asked her if there was another bathroom nearby that wouldn't be so crowded. She laughed and told me she shouldn't really be telling people, but there was another bathroom past the door she was pointing at, down a narrow flight of stairs and to the left. I thanked her because she was extremely nice and followed the direction she gave me. Sure enough, behind that door that no one would think to open was a small stairway that led down to a really poorly lit, skinny hallway. It was so narrow that if 2 people were to pass by each other, one person would have to stand against the wall to make room.
I don't feel comfortable. No.
I found the bathroom right away. The door was extremely heavy and hard to push. Also, the lights were on inside of the bathroom, and it was filthy in there. It was evident that nobody ever really came in there to clean. Now, this is a little embarrassing to mention, but when I go to the bathroom in public places, I always try to make sure nobody else is around to possibly hear me going. So after checking the stall to see that it was unoccupied, I went back into the hallway for a second to take a look down both directions. To the left, there was somebody standing at the end of the hall, in a dark, unlit section of the hallway. It was a disturbing sight to say the least. All I could do was awkwardly pull my head back into the bathroom and try to pretend we didn't see each other.
Pretend my ass.
I went into the stall and just stood there biting my fingers for a minute, dreading the thought of that door opening. And of course, it did. I saw the man's black shoes under the stall door as he walked to the stall next to mine. He shut the door, and then there was silence. No sound of the man unzipping his fly or sitting down, nothing. I realized I didn't really have to go anymore, and went to unlock the stall door. That's when I looked up and saw the man's head peering over the stall, looking at me. I nearly had a heart attack as my screams bounced off the walls of the tiny bathroom. I ran back up those damn steps and out that door, and then casually walked back over to my friends. I was breathing heavily, but nobody seemed to notice. I didn't tell anyone just because it was embarrassing, and I didn't want my friends to make fun of me in any way. I know, I guess that seems stupid now. We went...
Stupid, no. But I will say, you fucked up by peeking back outside the bathroom, right? And noticing that guy that was just randomly, creepily standing there, right? Look, seeing you. You saw him, right? And he seen you, seen him, see you. Did I say that right? I think I said that right. I don't know. And then you went back into the bathroom. I would have peeked out, saw him, right? And then looked down the other way. Noticed it was nobody else on the other side of the hallway. And I would have just ran. I would have just booked. Like, what? I would have peed myself. Now, if I had to take shit, that would be a different story. But, I would have just either peed myself or I would have just, like, I would have cut in line in that first bathroom. Like, fuck, no. Why would you? Oh my goodness. Oh my God. I'm mad at you. I'm really mad at you. Peanut, you mad at him? You mad at him not giving you no more popcorn. That's why you mad. Okay.
to have our Florida vacation and all had a good time.
What the?
Of course, the thought of that creepy man haunted me every night that week.
I have never seen somebody do that to me before. God forbid.
My wife recently took a trip to California with a few of her girlfriends. I was her ride to the airport, and I was therefore her ride back from the airport as well. I waited around in the lobby for a while. Her flight ran a little behind schedule, so it was about 15 minutes late. I breathed a sigh of relief when I saw my wife Michelle and her 4 friends heading over in my direction. Michelle waved happily and ran over to give me a big hug and kiss. I said hello to all of her friends as well. Michelle suddenly started patting her pockets, and a concerned expression appeared on her face. She looked at me and told me she lost her wallet and keys.
Damn.
So Michelle and I, along with one of her friends who was kind enough to help out, all went back up to the terminal and looked everywhere. We asked one of the airport workers to have the plane checked for a wallet and keys. Long story short, we spent a great deal of time looking around the airport to find nothing. She insisted she had both the wallet and keys after she left the plane, though. Eventually, we had to call it quits and went home. A worker assured us that if the items came up, we would be contacted immediately. Michelle was in a sour mood the whole ride home because of it. When we got home, Michelle went up to her room, and I could hear her throw her giant bag onto the bed all the way from downstairs as I was in the kitchen about to make a quick snack for myself. That was when the scream of my wife from upstairs hit me cold in the chest. I ran to our room to see her pointing at the bathroom door. I looked at it and then the 2 closet doors across the room. They'd both been opened, and all of our personal belongings had been thrown all over the floor. Boxes opened with papers that were once in them scattered all over the floor. She stuttered out the words, "There's someone in the bathroom," to me. I felt like my heart stopped in response to those words, but I had to be the man of the house and step up. I tried the doorknob to the bathroom, but of course it was locked. Michelle left the room in a hurry, which I later found out she did to call the cops downstairs. I started ramming at the weak old door with my shoulder, and after 5 solid hits, I busted the door down. Only the bathroom was empty, and the window was jammed completely open, wide enough for someone to squeeze through. I comforted Michelle until the cops arrived, and listening to her description to the cops was bone-chilling. She had just thrown her bag onto the bed, not even having noticed the closets yet, and out of nowhere felt something brush up past her. When she turned, she saw a massively tall man walking to the bathroom, staring at her the whole time with wide eyes and a blank expression.
You nasty fuck.
She was only able to get a scream out after the man locked himself into the bathroom. It's safe to say he found my wife's keys and wallet and saw an easy opportunity to break into a house. We had our locks changed the next day and never saw the man again.
Mr. Bruh, y'all, that scream that Mr. Nightmare put in there, I'm still like, y'all think I'm kidding, y'all think I'm joking. Okay, fuck. I wish there was somebody here, like physically here, to get me out of this position, because that scream literally came out of, like, it was no build up to that scream. It just happened. It just happened. Fuck. Okay, I'm gonna try to, like, I'm gonna try to get out of. Oh, I'm still kind of scared. As you can. Oh, okay. No, you got this. We got this. You got this. You got this. We got this. Just relax. Just relax. Relax. Just relax. It's okay. It's okay. It's okay. Oh, bruh, y'all, fuck, Mr. Nightmare, shit. It's like I love and I hate your videos, but I don't really hate them. I'm just saying, like, I get scared fast, easily, very easily. And I don't know if you watch my videos, but yeah. Excuse me. Wow. Okay. Oh shit. Oh my goodness. Okay. Oh, I've had you know, my fair share of airplane rides, and I gotta say, every time I was taking the airplane, you know, waiting in that terminal or whatever it's called, that little waiting room that you wait for until your plane gets there, or, you know, either there or being on the airplane, you know, I've never had a situation where, you know, like this. It was just normal. You know, mind you, I did see, you know, as many times as I took the airplane, I've seen a lot of creeps do some creepy shit, and I'm like, thank God you're not getting on my airplane, because I would not be taking it. And if I did take it while you was on it, I don't think, yeah, I would have my eyes locked on you the whole time. That's a fact. But yeah, those kids, I don't know what story it was, but those two kids, the brother and sister that went away with those people, I think he said they was old, but yeah, they was fucking up, and the one like going into that bathroom, that almost nobody ever goes in. There's a reason nobody ever goes into that bathroom, because you got that one creepy motherfucker that just stands there. But yeah, you know, God forbid this happens, but it's weird when you sit down somewhere, or you're, yeah, like you sit down somewhere, right, and there's somebody else that sits almost right next to you. Like, I'm talking right next to you, right? But you know that there's at least 50 other seats that motherfucker could sit at or sit in. But she decides to sit right next to you. I don't give a damn if it's a he or a her, right? Male or female. That shit is weird. Okay? That's the equivalent to a guy going to the bathroom, using like a public bathroom, going to the bathroom, using it, right? Using a little what do you, a stall? What do you call those things? Like, I forgot what you call them, but you stand up and you peeing, right? That's the equivalent to using one of those, and there's like at least 15 other ones that guy can use, but he decides to use the one that's right next to you. That has never happened to me before, and God forbid that happens. Because if that happens, yeah, I'm a hold my pee, I'm a zip up, and I'm gonna go to another one. Another little shits, or I might just walk the fuck out. Not even wash my hands. I know that's nasty, but I'm just saying. And this popcorn was good. Oh. But Mr. Nightmare, you did it again. That shit was... Ooh, now, that scream got my heart racing. Fuck. I go. But Mr. Nightmare, awesome work. For real. I hope you guys was as creeped out as I was, because I was creeped out to the max. I hope y'all had some snacks. If you didn't, I hope you had at least a cuddle buddy. Peanut was my cuddle buddy, right? Granted, all he wanted was popcorn, but I gave him one, yeah. Now, if you're like me, if you're like me, right, and you got a snack and you got a cuddle buddy, that's what's up. But if you at least got one cuddle buddy, and no snack, that's good. If you got a snack but no cuddle buddy, that's good. And if you don't got nothing, right? And the thing is, like, a cuddle buddy don't even gotta be like, it don't gotta be human, right? It don't gotta be a animal, right? It can be it can be a giant ass teddy bear, or it can be a small ass teddy bear, right? It can be a blanket, right, that you put over yourself while watching something scary. That could be a cuddle buddy. It can be a goddamn pillow. That could be a cuddle buddy, right? Now, if you don't got nothing, then I don't know what else to say to you. You watching at your own risk. But until next time, keep it cool. Damn. Keep it classy, and I love you. Stay happy. Bye, family.